Alrighty guys, what is up? It's Cody here. I haven't made a video in a while, but I figured just make this one again because it did really well for Modern Warfare, and I figured it would do well again for this game, hopefully. But this is going to be a video on how to get basically aimbot-like aim on Cold War for sniping. So we're just going to go over settings and like tips that you can do to make your aim a little bit better. The sniping in this game is honestly pretty rough, but it kind of reminds me of Modern Warfare, where it's hard at first, but then you're able to kind of get used to it, if that makes sense. So we'll start going over settings and everything right now. Alright, so these are going to be my settings as of right now. These are all subject to change, as well as a lot of the tips in this game, because the game's still really early on. There's no aim assist with the snipers. Snipers are really slow, so some of that might change. So I play on 4.4. I know that seems really low, which it is, but I'm still getting used to this game. My sniper shot is slowly getting better. Hey guys, post-editing Cody here. I just really wanted to quickly interject. So in order to find out like what sensitivity you want, or in order to train what sensitivity you're working with, you're just gonna want to go into like a private match like this. Find a fixed point. It could be anything. It could be this cone. It could be this barrel, which is what I'm going to use. It could be like a part of this tank. I'm just going to use this barrel here. So obviously I said I was on 4.4, right? Let's say for whatever reason I wanted to go up to like 7. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to focus on this one point, whatever point I chose, and I'm just going to want to strafe back and forth and try to keep my crosshairs on the same general spot. So like that one was really good right there. You can do it from closer, you can do it farther away, walking faster, slower, whatever you need to do. This will train you to be able to keep your crosshairs on the same point no matter what your sensitivity is. Obviously the higher you go, the faster it's going to be, and like that changes. And then another way obviously is just playing the game with that sensitivity and get better with it. So just continue on with the video. ADS stick sensitivity, I just keep it on 1.1. It's hard to track people, so if you have trouble tracking people, which is like you're scoped in and they're running left to right and you're trying to like stay on them to like shoot them, bump that up if you want to, because obviously the higher you go, the quicker it'll be when you aim around. I like to play on tactical because I'm not weird. All this doesn't really matter. Aim down sight, aim assist for snipers, there's like little to none, but just enable it anyway if you're on console, just because it makes it a lot easier whenever you're not sniping. Alright, so this is going to be your dead zone and stuff down here. Left stick, minimum input threshold. I keep it at 3. This is however your controller is. So if you don't know how to fix this, or if you don't know how to find the right one, all you're going to want to do is turn your sensitivity all the way up and start down at 0 and let your stick drift and slowly bump it up by 1. And then when your stick isn't drifting, that's the number you should be on. So it'll stop it from your controller going like this, just like that. I'm doing that manually, but whatever. Field of view, that's all personal. I rock it at 105. I was doing 120, but I felt like that was a bit too much. It's really hard to see people in this game, and then when you turn your field of view all the way up, it gets even harder because they look absolutely tiny. So I don't like to have that on. Another big thing you're gonna want to do is turn off motion blur. It's terrible. No one wants to see that. Alright, so that's it for settings. So we'll get into like actual tips now. Alright, so my first tip I'm going to have for you guys is centering. This was really huge in Modern Warfare because the aim assist was also really low on snipers. It's even bigger in this game because the snipers are like extremely slow and there's no aim assist obviously. So centering is basically, if you look at the little white dot in the very center of the screen between the crosshairs, that's where you're going to aim in when you aim in, obviously. So what you're going to want to do is before you come around a corner, you're going to want to already have that white dot where people would normally be. This ties into knowing the map that you're playing on as well. So that way you know where people are going to be. And again, really early on in the game, I'm still learning the maps and where people normally are. like a big thing, you'll run in here and people will be like right here, right here. So if you're already in there, you can scope in and shoot them hopefully. So that way you don't have to spend a bunch of time like being like this and then you're not looking over here when they're more than likely going to be like around in here. So your aim's already there. Alright, the second tip I have for you guys is don't change your settings. Once you find settings, don't change them, because I've played with people and I've known people that will like constantly worry about their settings. If you just play on like a certain setting for a while, you're gonna get used to it, as long as it's not like absolutely heinous. But yeah, just stick, like I'm sticking on 4.4. Eventually I'm gonna go up, like eventually you can, but you gotta realize that you're probably gonna do a little bit worse when you change your settings, just because you're not used to it. So you're, especially sensitivity, that's probably like the biggest thing that people struggle with. Just don't change your settings at all. So my third tip I have for you guys is, I already said it in like the first one a little bit, just know your map, what map you're playing on, know where people are going to be at, the hot spots. That's especially important for hitting clips. I'll put a clip up right now of me hitting a triple clat, just because like I already knew people were going to be there more than likely.
Oh my god!
Alright, so my third tip I have for you guys is know your weapon. So again, the snipers in this game are obviously really slow. That might change, they might buff them. But as of right now, you're gonna really want to know your weapon, because you don't want to be going like that, right? You want to be able to scope in and shoot like as quickly as you can without like really screwing it up. If you know your weapon, it's obviously going to improve your aim, because you're not shooting off or shooting before you're fully scoped in, which is essentially no scoping. So yeah, just learn the weapons that you're using. It takes a little bit of time. All you have to do is just play around with it. Try to get all the like fast ADS attachments, I guess. Even though like I have, like this is the fastest it can go, and it's still really slow. It's kind of like Modern Warfare, but again, Modern Warfare, you can get kind of nasty in that game just from playing. So I expect that's how this game will go as well. Alright, that's all the tips I have for you guys. Again, everything is subject to change. The game's still really early in its life cycle. If anything does change, I'll make new videos on it, so just subscribe down below. Subscribe down below, that doesn't make sense. I guess it does, whatever. Just subscribe, leave a like, comment any other tips that you have for other people. Yeah, we'll hit a bunch of bangers on this game, because now you guys know how to aim, and you're not squids and bots.